Okay, so now I'm going to fill the trench with gravel. So this is the trench you might have seen in the other videos. Building this sort of soak away in front of my shed. So it's going to collect the water, take it along here, and I've planted a load of willow over there at the back of the trench that's going to suck up all the water at the low point. I was going to line it with this geotextile, which sold itself as permeable, but actually looking at it and reading a bit more, this is woven and it's not really a suitable product, so I'm going to save that for a different project. And I've just bought a load of this, which is the correct filter fabric for a soakaway spudulika, non-woven. So I'm going to line my trench with that, make sure there's plenty for overlapping, fill it with pea gravel, cover it over, job done, soak away. I am putting a perforated pipe in the bottom as well, so in another video I show how to make that. So yeah, we're just lining the trench with this non-woven, very permeable soak away filter fabric. Make sure at the ends you leave enough so that you can fold it in at the end. You don't want sort of dirt and soil getting in at the end. So I'm just cutting the next strip for this. There is a pipe going through mine in a sort of twin wall protected. It's just an electric cable. So I'm cutting to slit, and then I'll patch around and sort of seal that. These are the perforated pipes that will be going in, and there in the background is the next sheet I've just cut to go in the last bit of the trench. Just using a Stanley knife. Yeah, so where you got tricky bits like pipes coming through, just make sure your geotextile or your permeable membrane fully seals it. So I've cut a slot in the one that goes underneath, you can see that, and then I've got another piece, smaller piece with a little slot in it, which I'll put over the top of the pipe behind the other two sheets. And then I should stop any fines getting through there. And then I'm just using some bricks and things just to make sure it stays in place as I start to load all the gravel in, which is the next step. So the next step is I'm going to just put a bedding layer of gravel, and then I'm going to put my perforated pipe going from the high end, flowing down. It's actually going to go around a bend. I've got a curved section, sending it to the lowest point where my willow is. And then that'll be bedded just sort of, I don't know, 50 mil off the bottom, something like that, with the holes facing down rather than up. Okay, so now the trench is nicely full of gravel. So it's a little bit below the surface level, and that's so I can then fold the two top bits of geotextile over, make sure it's nicely overlapped, and then put a top dressing of gravel on top. So I've spread it out, initial sort of spread out. I'll fold the tops over, top layer of gravel. So Freddie's going to start filling in the pipe, covering it over with 2 tons of gravel. Good boy. That's how it's done. Lovely, lovely. So we've sealed up the pipe to stop the gravel getting in the ends. Let's fill it in. Right, so Freddie's just filming me. So this is my perforated pipe. I basically drilled on one side, lots of holes on the bottom, on both sides. I'm just going to quickly tape them together. Doesn't have to be perfect, they're close butted. The holes go on the bottom. They're going to be bedded in a little bed of gravel there. And then around here, thank you Fred, I've got a twin wall curvable pipe. Again, I drilled holes in the bottom. That's going round the bend to the lowest point around there. And I'll just sort of tape that together. And then I'll backfill the whole thing with Freddie with gravel. Okay, in terms of the gravel I'm using, it's sort of 10 mil pea gravel, nothing special, but the key thing is it's clean, it's no fines, so water should be able to get through that. So I've got 2 ton bags, I think they're 800 kilograms each, but two big bulk bags. We'll see how far that gets, and then just making sure I've got a bit of protection down so I don't get gravel everywhere. Make sure your bucket handles are pointing out the way so your shovel goes in. Time for some shoveling. Okay, so that's all wrapped. It's always a good idea to keep just a little offcut, so I kept a little offcut here, which I'm just going to use to patch this bit here because it's not quite met where I had to fold it round. And then, like I said, I'm going to put a another sort of top dressing of gravel on top just to get it levels about right. And then I've decided I'm actually going to buy some plastic grid and fill it with gravel and put a sort of layer on top of this up to the edge of my office. And that'll stabilise the gravel, keep it in one place. It's permeable, it'll let the water drain through to this soakaway and give us a nice sort of surface to walk on and neaten this area up. So I'll show that in another video. Okay, so I've topped it up with gravel, it's all covered over. Sort of stamped it all down so it's nice and bedded down, there's no sort of big voids. Yeah, looking good.